Hello everyone! Welcome to a new season of the Classics Retold, the magical tour around the world. This week, we travel to Saudi Arabia where a huge collection of Middle Eastern and Indian stories were found. It was said that the stories were spun by a young and courageous storyteller who used the power of these stories to save the lives of many women. This is the retelling of the 1001 Nights. Long ago in Arabia, there was a king who had a big and powerful empire. He was kind and earned the respect of all his subjects. But what made him the happiest king alive was his beautiful wife. He loved her dearly and missed her every moment that they weren't together. One day, he returned to the palace, eager to tell his wife about the great hunt he had. Except, his wife was not in the bedroom when he checked. Where could she be? He checked the sitting room, then the activity room, and then the library. His wife was nowhere to be found. He checked the kitchen too, much to the shock of the staff. A king should never enter a kitchen. And finally, he checked the garden. His wife had to be here somewhere. Suddenly, he heard soft voices coming from behind a huge tree. He walked closer and closer, and his heart sank deeper and deeper. His wife was with another man. Their hands held tightly together as they confessed their love for each other. The king was heartbroken. Never in a million years would he have believed his wife would love another. In his anger, he sentenced both of them to a lifetime in the royal prisons. A dark cloud came over the kingdom. Now, an untrusting and cold king, he was feared by all, especially because of what he did next. The king lost all faith in women. But as it was custom for a king to have a wife by his side, he married a woman every night, only to have her thrown in the royal prison the next morning. Young, innocent women were torn away from their families again and again. Again and again. Soon, 1,000 nights had passed, and the kingdom grieved for the 1,000 women now kept behind cruel bars. Most people would be terrified at this point. Would you choose to go close to the king? No, of course not. And it was the same for Shahrazad. She was afraid too, but she was determined to save the women in her town. I'll marry the king tonight. Her father begged her to stay, but Shahrazad had been planning for 1,000 days, and she was ready for things to change. Shahrazad married the king that night, and when they went to bed together, she asked, "My king, can I tell you a story? It better be entertaining, or you will be in the prison sooner than expected." Swallowing down her nerves, Shahrazad began spinning her tale. She told the story through song, dance and poetry, and watched as the king immersed himself into it. And for the first time in 3 years, he smiled, even chuckled at one point. Without him knowing, Shahrazad timed it so that she would reach the most exciting part of the story just as dawn broke and morning came. It better be entertaining, or you will be in the prison sooner than expected. It's morning. Our time is up. No, it's not. Finish the story, and you shall not be sent to the royal prisons today. And so she did, and started a new one right after, timing it so that she would reach the most exciting part of the story just as dawn broke and morning came. It's morning. Our time is up. No, it's not. Finish the story and you shall not be sent to the royal prisons today. And so she did, and started a new one right after. Another story, another day. Another story, another day. She told him stories of history, thriller, mystery, romance, even legends and myths. This happened for 1,001 nights. Until... I'm sorry, my king. I've run out of stories to tell. I've told you 1,001 stories now, all of which reflect aspects of real life. I know the previous queen hurt you, but it doesn't mean all women are heartless. Most in this town still remember the kindness you've offered them in the past and are loyal to you. One woman, in particular, loves you dearly. I have listened to 1,001 stories now. Each story has brought me more hope and taught me to love again. I understand now that life will have its bad times, but good ones too. Let us spend the rest of our lives searching for new stories, new tales, and new discoveries. And I too have fallen in love with you. The king released all the innocent women from prison and spent the rest of his life making up for his cruelty. Shahrazad had shown great courage in stepping up to be the next bride in spite of her fear. And because of her courage, she brought the light back into the king's world and peace back to the kingdom. Before we go, I have a quote for you. Courage is not being fearless. It's acting in the face of fear because it is the right thing to do. Please do share with us the acts of courage you've noticed or experienced in your life by commenting on this video. We love a good story. Now, it's time to head back home. Join us again for another classic retold.